Minute or two late starting tonight. For some reason, I guess that stupid Windows update that processed last night, it uninstalled my webcam and a bunch of stuff that I didn't know it uninstalled until it was time to, go live, and then all of a sudden, whoops, it wasn't there. So that having been said, I am now just waiting on one other thing to load here, which is giving me a few little problems, and we're going to be good to go. We've got two different breaks tonight. It is going to be Tier 1 baseball is first up, and our second break tonight is going to be a case of Prizm basketball blasters, right? We haven't opened the blasters yet this year. And a lot of other types of Prizm, but this will be our first pass at blasters. Okay, so a couple of things to know about. One of them, of course, is feedback. I do have my feedback set to be completely automated. And I do that just so you don't ever have to wait on me. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get positive feedback in return. And the second message there is far more important, and that is just to simply say thank you. I very much appreciate everyone who bids and breaks and chats and hangs out with me, keeps me company, and all that sort of stuff. We are looking right now at breaks that are coming up in the days ahead. So tomorrow we've got another new release coming out tomorrow, and that is our Spectra basketball. So we'll open a case of that, and then we're going to open some more Prizm tomorrow, but tomorrow it's going to be Prizm baseball, and it'll be a half a case. The back half of a case that we started when it came out yesterday. And also note that we're going to start at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on Friday. On Saturday, we're going to open Leaf Best of Sports, more Spectra basketball, both by the full case. And then on Sunday, that's an off night. We're going to not have anything going on there Sunday night. Monday night, we'll be back at it with Bowman, and Bowman, we're going to open, start a new case, and it'll be a half case break of that. Then on Tuesday, Spectra basketball appears again, and we'll start cracking into a new case of Prizm baseball at that point as well. So that's kind of what you can look forward to there in the days ahead. But I bet you want to know more about what we're doing tonight, right? So let's take a look at that. We've got both of our breaks tonight are paid shipping breaks, so no free shipping breaks in play. So what that means to you is this. I'm expecting it to be out the door approximately Monday. Now, I may be able to get it out to you faster than that, and if I can, I certainly will. But kind of plan on Monday, and then we'll all just be pleasantly surprised if I'm able to get it done faster than that. This is also the order we're breaking in tonight. Tier 1's going to be first, and then our Prizm basketball blasters will be second. Last but not least, consolation cards. So I don't think we're going to need to worry about that in Prizm basketball, but if you are in Tier 1 and it happens that you don't get a hit, then any consolation cards that you are due will be sent to you when the rest of the break ships, because that's a paid shipping break. So first out of the gate tonight is a 12-box case of 2019 Tier 1 baseball. It's a full case break. This is break number 4. And, of course, everything we're opening tonight ended tonight on eBay Thursday night, the 16th of May. Team names are on the left-hand side. Winning bidders are across from each team on the right. And, of course, a new spreadsheet will go up for Prizm basketball when we get to that break. So if you're here for that one, you're going to get a chance to see your username up there shortly after we run through this one. Last but not least, you're about to notice the background here is going to go out of focus a little bit, and that is by design. Don't let that stress you out, though, because we're going to be able to still see everything just fine and dandy. So first up is our Tier 1. Let's get that out of the case tonight. So my Cincinnati Reds, I think they're just, we're rained out. I don't think they're going to start the game back. And technically, they could call the game because we got through 5 innings. And right at the bottom of the 5th, my Reds did manage to take a 1-run lead with a surprisingly good 5th inning. So maybe, they started the 6th. And I think we got maybe one pitch. We didn't even get one batter through the lineup. I think we got Castillo got like one pitch off, and then they decided. No, I think maybe we did get through the first out. We got through the first out actually, and then they decided it was raining too hard, too much, whatever. And as far as I know, they didn't resume or haven't resumed that game, so they may not. May just call it. In which case, my Reds would walk away with the win, which would, hey, make me happy. I'll take a win any way I can get it. So, Lord have mercy, BRC is in the house. I'm just going to call you BRC. How about that? I think that's what you got typed in there anyway. BRC is here. So, although I do applaud your full YouTube username, that is that's cute. I like that. Spelled LAWD. Lord have mercy. I like it. But we're going to go with BRC, I guess, for the time being. So I'm sure you see as I get this out of here that this product is a 1 pack per box kind of deal. And of course it is full of hits and nothing but hits. We don't have any nagging little base cards in here. We're all about 3 hits in general. A couple of boxes in here will have an extra hit, but most of the time we're going to find 2 autographs and 1 relic, and here and there a box with an extra relic pops up. If we find any mystery redemptions, we know who those are. Topps announced last month that mystery redemption B is Eloy for the White Sox, and they announced more recently that mystery player A is Vlad Guerrero Jr. for the Blue Jays. So if we pull A, it would go to the Blue Jays, being that it's Vlad, and if we were to pull mystery B, it would go to the White Sox. Hi, Kirk. How are things with you? We just started getting a big thunderstorm here maybe 5 minutes before this break started. And I do mean thunderstorm. Thunder, lightning, like the whole deal just kind of blew in out of nowhere. And supposedly, I guess it's probably that storm that's been up in Cincinnati that plagued my Cincinnati Reds game. So hopefully we're not going to have any problems as a result. But as always, if something were to go funky and, zap my power or anything unexpected like that, just know that I would get back on the air as quickly as I could. I hope we won't have any problems like that, but I always try to warn you when I know that we've got storms in the area, especially when they're supposed to have those high winds. They always talk about the high winds. So let's hope none come blowing across this way anyway, right? Stang lovers here looking for some St. Louis Cardinals. BRC is looking for the Braves. And I know that I had a request from Jay Allen, who had to hit the sack early tonight. He's got a mojo request in for both this and our upcoming break. So we got a few of his teams we got to keep the light on for as well, so to speak. Austin Meadows is the first that we see. I should have pointed this out before I put it in the sleeve. Got a little bit of peeling down there, if you can see that right above my fingernail. And we're unfortunately in Tier 1 this year. We are finding a handful of cards that have those on them. So this is one of them. Tampa Bay Rays to 250. Don Mattingly to 25. Oh, I kind of love that. That's a sweet little hit. New York Yankees. Some unevenness there around the edges. Not unevenness, but imperfection, I should say. A little bit of chipping down there, particularly noticeable on that bottom edge. And our relic out of box 1 also headed to the Yankees to 375. That is Severino. Matt, you need some Diamondbacks love in here, and Kirk needs Toronto and San Diego. Blue Jays and Padres. Well, let's see what we can do, guys. I see something really nice coming. You probably saw it too. This is going to be a good case, I'm telling you right now. We already saw Don Mattingly. This is to 125. It's Eloy for the White Sox. You've got a little bit of peeling, kind of thinking about kicking in down there, but it hasn't yet. But I'm about to show you something that is all kinds of cool. Let's wait. Well, I'm going to make you wait till the very last one out of here. For the Astros to 25, it's Alex Bregman, which is nice with nice relics. But I'm more interested in, yeah, look at that, baby. That is a 1-of-1 limited lumber for K-Line. How sweet is that if you've got the Detroit Tigers? There's a little imperfection down there. You can see it probably on that lower left corner. But that is just a sweet hit. Oh, I'm loving that hit so much. So much. Yeah, that's handsome, isn't it? Love it. Love it. It's going to be a good case, kids. It's going to be a good one. Bob 101 needs the Tigers. Well, you just got the Tigers, Bob 101. You got a lot of Tiger love right there. And then you need some Dodgers love to go with it. Well, we'll do our best, but man, that Tiger showed you some love in a big way. There is Mike Trout to 375 for the Angels. Matthew says he needs some Royals love. A little Kansas City. We'll try our best to get that one too. Jeff McNeil for the Mets. You got some chipping in the lower right-hand corner. And it is numbered to 250. And we have a redemption. And we're going to leave it. We're going to flip it at the very end of the break. And then if we find any others along the way, we'll flip them all together. One right after the other at the end of the break. So we have a Guerrero, but a different Guerrero than the one you wanted. This is also a 1-of-1, and it also has a little bit of chipping you can see in the lower left on it. But this is Teheran Guerrero for the Marlins. So this is in a little chipping down there lower right. Well, both, kind of all four corners on the back. So our second 1-of-1 out of this case. I like the way this case is behaving so far. Kyle Tucker to 200, Houston Astros. Next up, we've got some peeling going on there. Marte for the Pirates to 375. And I see Ted Williams coming up with a relic. A piece of Ted Williams baseball bat to 175 for the Boston Red Sox. And we got, I don't know what's happening up there. Is that just part of the card design? That must be. Because, yeah, I think it is. That little white, it's just in a weird spot, but I think that's actually part of the bat in that image, but they just cut it weird and it looks odd. Like they should have trimmed that image differently. But anyway, there you go. Nonetheless, it's a Ted Williams relic for the Red Sox. Matt, you like these cards? Yeah, I know, right? Tier 1 is always so much fun. I look forward to opening it every year. It's especially nice after coming out of what's usually a pretty base card heavy group of stuff. It's nice to have something come out that's just like all hits. Steven Duggar, and that is numbered to 250 for the San Francisco Giants. Luke Voigt to 250. Been surprisingly good for the Yankees so far this year. And Polanco, Pirates to 375 with a relic. So far, so good. Heath Filmer to 250. There's the love for your Kansas City Royals that you were looking for. So that, I forget, who was it that asked me for Kansas City? I know, I should remember. I'm sorry. Somebody asked me, and Matthew was maybe, right? Was it Matthew? I'll have to scroll back through the chat. Andrew Jones to 299, Atlanta Braves. We've got a bad upper right. Some chipping along bottom edges as well, but at least it's on the back and not on the front. We'll take that as a good sign. Charlie Blackmon, Colorado Rockies to 375. Oh, Matthew, it was you. Okay. All right. Good. And here's an extra relic in this box. Indians to 375 with Alonso. Don't you wish every product was tier 1? I kind of do. They give us such... Oh, man, we got another really cool something coming up here. Oh, I told you this was going to be a good case. We saw Don Mattingly to 25, and you just knew it was going to go well. This is numbered to 299 for the Oakland A's, Blake Trinian. Behind that, Steven Strasburg and the Nationals to 375. And coming up behind, that's the wrong sleeve. Let's try that again. There we go. Sometimes I get them stacked in the wrong pile. Coming up behind that, look at this. That is Corey Kluber, Francisco Lindor, and Jose Ramirez. That is a sweet hit for the Indians, and it's numbered to 10. It's also the last in the series, so it's number 10 of 10. And that is all kinds of awesome, in my opinion. So the more we open, the more I love this case. It's a good one. Bob is asking, do these cards always have minor chips? Yeah, unfortunately, they don't usually have as much peeling as we've seen this year. That is not a normal, but you do generally have some chipping on the edges and corners. And honestly, lots of the products like this that are the thicker cards, unfortunately, it's fairly common that they come out of the packs with what I'd call minor chipping. Most breakers probably don't even call it out or notice it. It doesn't bother a lot of people, but if I see it, I'm going to call it out. Zach Cozart to 299 for the Angels. And Jose Ramirez to 150. Another hit for the Indians. Oh, I see Matt answered him too. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, for answering that question as well for Bob. You guys usually probably are seeing questions before I do. So thank you always for jumping in there and answering. Edwin Encarnacion, another Indians hit to 375 on the relic. BRC needs a big Braves hit. Thomas says, oh, the one time I didn't buy the Indians. I know, man. I've had that happen to me before, and it is like the worst feeling, isn't it? A lot of times I can't even watch if I don't buy them because of that exact thing. Got a little bit of peeling starting down there on that bottom edge. This is to 299. It is Felipe Vasquez for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Chipping in the lower right as well. On the back, of course. On the back. And this is a relic autograph pairing, and usually when Topps does those, the autograph is on a sticker, and that is the case here as well. It's numbered to 100. It's Jesus Aguilar. Oh, Bob, you said you were outbid like at the last minute or really late for Cleveland Indians. Oh, I know. I'm so sorry. That's not fun. I know. Matt Olson for the A's. Numbered to 399. I don't know. I can't decide. You may have some future issues along the bottom front edge of that, but as of right now, it's not quite anything quite up out of there, so that's good. All right, it is Heath Filmer again to 250. So Kansas City Royals, you got two of the same guy and definitely got some chipping there on that lower edge. Trevor Story to 299, Colorado Rockies. Since he is currently injured, they are finally bringing up Brendan Rodgers. Am I right? Didn't Brendan either up or on his way up since Trevor went out injured? I think so. Seems like we've only been waiting about 17 years for Brendan Rodgers. Not really. It's been like 4. Jose Abreu, Chicago White Sox relic. Empty wrapper, and I don't know why I threw it there. The Truth for Once says that Tier 1 this year is the most you've ever seen right out of the pack. I agree. It is more so than normal for Tier 1. The peeling in particular is not a normal Tier 1 kind of problem. Maybe on a rare occasion, but it's definitely been more than a rare occasion this year. Lower left is imperfect. Ryan Borucki, Toronto Blue Jays. That is numbered to 250. The Philadelphia Phillies, Carlos Santana. That is numbered to 240. Next up, Trevor Story again for the Rockies to 375. All right, we've got one left, so you know what that means. That is, one pack is the same as one box in this product, so it is last box mojo time. We've already had some awfully good stuff come out of here, but I'm going to see if the mojo will bring us something else incredibly awesome, even though we've already had some pretty incredibly awesome stuff. So let's see. Well, we do get you an Atlanta Brave. It's probably not the one you wanted, BRC. It is, but maybe you do. It is numbered to 250 for Allard. Is it Allard or Allard? I say it two different. I say it whichever way suits me at any given time. I don't know which one's actually correct. Salvador Perez to 150 for those Kansas City Royals. Corey Kluber, Indians, 375 with a relic. Mr. S says Topps quality control was pretty much trash on this particular product. Well, I've definitely seen it worse, I'll say that, yeah. And our last out is for the Yankees, Mariano Rivera, and that's all kinds of awesome too, in my opinion. It's numbered to 25. The Yankees did not get a high quantity of hits in here tonight, but the quality of their hits has been quite good, in my estimation. Okay, so let's see who our redemption is. Mike Trout and Chris Bryant. Oh, I told you this was such a good case. Oh, that is so nice. Here's the problem, though. Unless someone owns both the Angels and the Cubs, then you know that's going to have to go to random. But that, oh, I just love that. That is all kinds of awesome. So we got to do a couple of different things here. First thing we need to do is we're going to bring up the Topps website, and you know I do this, okay? I know it's geeky, it's nerdy, whatever. We all know Mike Trout is an Angel. We all know Chris Bryant is a Cub. But you also know that I'm going to put it up there on the screen so that everybody can see it. So let me find it here. Let me find our checklist. Where's our checklist for Tier 1? Hang on there for a minute. There we go. Now I see it. Did I move you over here with me yet? No, I left you sitting. Daggone it. Now you're with me. So that's the first thing we're going to do. Even though we all know it, this is just how I roll, kids. do it the same way every time. And, you know, it's like going into McDonald's. You want to know you're going to have the same experience every time. So this is how we do it. So we're looking for dual autograph as our card set. We have to scroll a few minutes to get there. Here it is. We're looking for the Mike Trout and Chris Bryant. And there it is. Of course, Mike Trout the Angel, Chris Bryant the Cub, as we expected it to be. But now all officially verified. So the next thing we're going to do is roll over here back to our little handy checklist for a minute, or rather spreadsheet for a minute, and see if we happen to have the same person owning both teams. So the Cubbies have Fold and Scold. Is that what that is? Fold and Scold? Huh. And then our Angels, that is BRGI 66. So no, we do have two different teams. So I'm going to explain to you how this works before I switch us over there. So Mike Trout is listed first on this card, so that means I'm going to type the Angels into random first. I'm going to type the Cubs into random second. And then I will hit random 3 different times. The first 2 do not count. It is only our third and final random that will determine which of the 2 teams gets that card. So I just like for everybody to kind of know what's going to happen before we do it. So now that we're all on the same page, let's roll on and get this handled. All right, so once again, you're going to ignore this first random, and then you're going to ignore the second random, and here comes our third and final, and there you will see 3 times our date and time stamp, and it comes up for the Cubs. Wow. Chicago Cubs just knocked it out of the park, no pun intended, on this one. That is like a crazy cool card. I don't know what it'll be numbered to, but yeah, it's going to be good no matter what it's numbered to, I do believe. All right, so got that labeled up, and now we're going to recap Tier 1 here. And meanwhile, let me catch up on chat real quick. So Andrew, you said you were in a case break of this and one box had no cards in it. The whole box was empty. Listen, I did a break earlier last week where I opened a case of Bowman, and there was an entire box missing from the case. One whole box was missing. Fortunately, we were only opening half the case that night, so I had to go out and buy another one. But yeah, quality control at Topps. Not great this year. So we had this redemption come up. We used random.org to award it, and it's headed to the Cubs. It's a dual autograph for Mike Trout and Chris Bryant. B. Ryan Julio has jumped in. Hi, B. Ryan. Julio, how are you? And Stang Lover, what did you say? You said, oh, that somebody had the Cardinals tonight and didn't do well. Oh, I'm sorry about that. That's never fun. So this is the Yankees /25 with Rivera. We've got Corey Kluber and the Indians /375. There's little Colby /250 for the Braves. The Phillies, Santana /249. Trevor Story /299 for the Rockies. Filmer /250, Kansas City Royals. Jesus Aguilar /100, Milwaukee Brewers. For the Pirates, that is numbered /299, Felipe Vasquez. The Indians with Edwin Encarnacion relic. Next up is Zach Cozart /299, Angels. This, I really do kind of love this card as well. This is the Indians, and it's numbered /10. It's a trio of autographs. It's Kluber, Lindor, and Ramirez, and I just think that's an awesome card. Strasburg with a relic for the Nationals. The Oakland A's with Blake Trinian. Andrew Jones came out for the Atlanta Braves. Kansas City Royals, you hit your second Heath. So you got kind of a bookend there of Heath Filmer. So hopefully you like him because you have a pair now. Luke Voigt, Yankees. Steven Duggar, Giants. Kyle Tucker for the Astros. This is a 1 of 1. It does have, unfortunately, a little chipping down there in the lower left on the front, which is a shame. But that's Teheran Guerrero, 1 of 1 for the Miami Marlins. The Mets have Jeff McNeil. Eloy came out for the White Sox. I had forgotten about that. That's /125. Nice hit. That Don Mattingly, that's a handsome card /25 for the New York Yankees. Austin Meadows made an appearance for the Tampa Bay Rays. Salvador Perez, Kansas City Royals. Colorado Rockies with Trevor Story. Ryan Borucki, Toronto Blue Jays. The White Sox, Jose Abreu. Matt Olson for the Oakland A's. Jose Ramirez for the Cleveland Indians. Yonder Alonso, also the Indians. Charlie Blackmon, Colorado Rockies. Polanco for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Ted Williams, Boston Red Sox. Sterling Marte, Pittsburgh Pirates. For the Angels, it is a Mike Trout with a relic. here comes my favorite hit of the whole break. And you know what? I do love the Mike Trout and the Chris Bryant, which is maybe close to my favorite, but it's not in my hand. This is Alex Bregman for the Astros, Severino for the Yankees. So it's hard to, make a redemption your favorite card. It's not hard to make that my favorite card. I love that card. Do have a little imperfection in the lower left on the front, but that is just fantastic. Limited lumber, 1 of 1, Al Kaline for the Detroit Tigers. My favorite card out of this box. Awesome. Out of this case, I should say. Out of the case. Yeah. So, yeah, Matthew, you know, I'm with you. I probably do need to contact Topps. I first contacted, I'm going to reset the focus here, guys. I first contacted my distributors and wanted, that's who I bought it from, and thought maybe they would help me or give me somebody that I could speak to directly, but they sadly did not. None of them. And they're just like, yeah, you're just going to have to email Topps or call that 1-800 number or something. And I do need to do that, and I will get that done. I just haven't up to this point because, I had to have something right away. The other half of the case was breaking in a couple of days, so, you know how that goes. All right, so for those of you who missed this earlier, if you jumped in after the fact, both of our breaks tonight are paid shipping breaks. My anticipated shipping date is Monday. I may be able to get some of this out to you sooner than that. I might be able to get all of it out to you sooner than that. And if I can, I certainly will. But for now, plan on Monday being your shipping date, and then you'll just be pleasantly surprised if it goes out to you earlier than that. If you got skunked in Tier 1 baseball and your team did not pull anything, not one single card at all, you are still going to get a package in the mail. It will have your consolation cards in it. Prizm basketball, every team's going to pull cards in that. You don't need to worry about consolation cards there. And we are embarking upon a 20-box case of Prizm Basketball Blasters, right? This is our break number 10 for Prizm this year. They have not all been blasters, nor has it all been retail, but I just kind of keep Prizm going sequentially. So this is break number 10 for our purposes. It ended tonight, of course, on eBay. Once again, Thursday night, the 16th of May. Same format that you've grown to love. That is team names on one side. Your name is up in lights across from your team on the opposite side. And I've had this sitting down there for a really long time. So sometimes this happens. I get stuff in and I put it somewhere kind of out of the way or whatever, or it gets put in behind something else, and then more stuff comes in and it just gets buried. And then one day I'll find it, digging through, looking for something else, or I'll break whatever was on top of it or in front of it or covering it up, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot I had that. This is kind of one of those. So I've had this a while, but you know what? Better late than never, right? That's the way I'm going to look at it. So we got to get all these out of here. There's 20 of these little blasters in this case here. So I got to get all these out. And yeah, then we'll get started on them once we get them all out. So mainly, you probably know this already if you're in this break, but the primary thing we're looking for in here is going to be our silver prisms. That is by far and away what we're chasing, other than maybe the green pulsars, which are exclusive, I think, to the blasters. So, green pulsars and silver, base silver prisms for the rookies are kind of what we're chasing, more or less. I do think that these might have, does it tell us in here? These might have either a relic, either a relic or an autograph in each box as well, but usually they're relics, and really the chase is more the silver prism or the green pulsar, in my opinion. Robert, you said I pulled you a 1 of 1 certified Mason Rudolph a couple of months ago, and now you got the Chris Bryant Mike Trout. Well, see, yeah, right? If I am your lucky breaker, that's a good thing. We'll take that as a positive thing and say, hey, come break more often then, Robert. We'll try and keep your streak going. Echo's here. Hi, Echo. You want no base cards. Oh, you know I will try to remember that, but I do get on that autopilot where I just get in such the habit of, you know, set, sort, pack, send. But I will try to remember that, Echo. And what are you going to consider as a hit? Obviously, we know silver prisms are hits. Green pulsars would be hits. Are you considering inserts that are not, like it's an insert, but it's not a prism, it's just a base insert? Do you consider that a hit or not? So that I kind of know what it is exactly that you want or not, as the case may be. So any of the greens that we find, this is obviously not green pulsar, this is just a standard green prism, but any greens that you find, those are retail exclusive. We can't find green ones in hobby prisms, so that's one of the reasons I like to open some retail is, you know, we get a chance to get some extra stuff. Seth Curry, just a silver prism, base silver prism. And yeah, so we'll see what all we can find in here. Hopefully some good stuff. That was a Trae Young, just base. These have got lots of curvature to them. I'm sure everybody knows how that goes when we open these coated cards. They do tend to bow up and do all kinds of crazy stuff, and this is no exception. Our hit out of here, Golden State Warriors, it's a Jacob Evans swatch. Or relic, or memorabilia, whatever you'd like to call it. Sabonis. Rather than saying silver prism every time, when you see it, I'll just say the name and then you'll know. If it's a green something or another, I'll say green something or another. Otherwise, if I just say the name, then you know it's just a base silver prism. How about that? Sound like a good plan? The Truth for Once says you would kill for that one of one Mason Rudolph. Listen, we've pulled some nice stuff over the years, including lots of good one of ones and high dollar hits, and I'm always excited when we pull them, but especially when they're for a team that I have a rooting interest in, like the Steelers. Well, David, there's tons of rookies in here that are just base. I mean, I certainly wasn't intending to call out every single base card that we see go by. I was really only calling out the prisms, you know, the silver and green prisms. Do you need me to call out all the base cards? Because, I mean, I guess I could, but generally speaking, that is not what I would do. Kent Bazemore for the Hawks. You know, I just happened to notice a Trae Young as it went by. That's the reason that I called out that one when I did. I mean, as a general rule, there's zillions of these base cards in here for these guys, so I don't usually call them out. But if there's one you're, you know, looking for or something, I can try to make a note of it. MKG for the Charlotte Hornets. That is a wave. It's a purple wave, I guess. It's not numbered, but nonetheless, it is an insert or parallel. Kyrie Thomas, Detroit Pistons. There's our first rookie silver prism. So glad to see any rookie silver prisms. Always make me happy. A Trae Young relic coming out for the Atlanta Hawks. It's got, what is that? I think that's that little white, I think is maybe a piece of cardboard from the card itself. Perhaps they didn't cut that super cleanly in there. I'm not going to mess with it, but, you know, a dominance prism insert for Reggie Miller. But I'm sure when you get it, if you so chose, you could probably trim that up a little bit, I'm thinking. Okay, Roy says he needs things to go slower. Okay, Roy, how much slower do you want them to go through? You guys tell me what you prefer here, and we will try to adapt. Again, I'm not one to like dwell on base cards when we have so many of them. But if it is going too fast for you, we can certainly make an effort to spend a little more time on that. I'm still waiting for David to let me know, too, who he's looking for, so I can call his out specifically if he wants them called out. That's Carmelo Anthony, green parallel for the Rockets. And again, the green are entirely retail only. They are not found in any of the hobby versions. So this is Green Pulsar. Green Pulsar only comes in our little blasters, and those are usually pretty handy if we can hit it for a rookie. They're handy even when we don't hit it for a rookie, but particularly if we do hit a rookie. That one is a LaMarcus Aldridge for the Spurs, and it's numbered to 25, the low number of 25. Gorgie Jing for the T-Wolves. Once again, when I say the names like that, that just means they are a silver prism. All right, for the Cavaliers, that is Colin Sexton with a relic. So, David, you just are concerned about the prisms. Okay, great. So that's that's kind of the way I roll with it anyway. I just, occasionally, like if I happen to notice there's a Doncic or a something go by on a base or a Trae Young, I might call it out just as an observation, like there goes a base, whatever. But for sure, if it's a prism, I'm always gonna call your attention to that. Roy, you said that was still too fast. Wow, okay, all right. I kind of am a naturally sort of speedy person, so I will have to focus a little harder probably to try to slow it down even more, because that's not my natural inclination to go super slowly through stuff. So I will try again and see if we can get a pace that more closely aligns with your preference. Julius Randle, NOLA, with the purple wave. How about NOLA, by the by? Hey, what'd they have? 4% odds, I think it was. Kevin Love, Cavs. 4% to get that #1 pick. Crazy. A freshman phenoms. This particular insert is a prism. Mo Wagner, Lakers. For the Miami Heat, it is Jermaine O'Neal with a relic. And this is another prism insert. Reggie Miller. Oh, look at that. One of those wrong size sleeves tried to sneak in my stack there, didn't it? For the Pacers, of course, on that one. It was an emergent Marvin Bagley, but it's not a prism. It's just a base emergent. And it's Nick's first time here. Hi, Nick. Welcome. Roy says I got it better. That was better that time. All right, Roy. We're trying. You're probably going to find that if I start not thinking about it, I'll probably speed back up, just because that, again, is my natural inclination. So if that happens, just remind me in chat. Just nudge me. Say, hey, idiot, you're going too fast again, and we'll get it reined back in. Yeah, I'm one of these people that, like, I can't, if I'm walking, like I'm walking, right? And then people that are just kind of leisurely strolling along, I'm like, get out of the way. I just have always been naturally kind of speedy, I think. That is for the T-Wolves. It is a green prism for Bates Diop. I've never known how to say that kid's name, but anyway, you know who he is. We know what it's about. That's the important part. Purple Wave, Kyle Kuzma, Lakers, who somehow ended up with the #4 overall draft pick, which is, I think, higher than where we thought they would be as well, based on their odds to land in the top 5. Bruce Brown, Pistons. We have another little rookie silver prism. Yay. You know who we need to see that for? Luka. Yeah, and Trae. My man Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the Clippers. He played, of course, for my Kentucky Wildcats, my alma mater. Zaire Smith Emergent Prizm 76ers. That's why I have such a hard time with professional basketball. Like, I don't have a team. Like, you know, in football, there's a lot of teams that I follow and I find that are fun to watch. But the Steelers are unquestionably my team. In baseball, the Reds are my team. And they're dreadful. So I watch lots of other teams because I get tired of watching my Reds lose. Even though I still watch them lose, I also, you know, like to watch more entertaining games at times. So I watch a lot of baseball, but I'm firmly rooted with my Reds. But when it comes to pro basketball, man, my UK guys, they're all over the map. They're with so many different teams, and I want them all to do well. I don't want any of them to, you know, be on bad teams or play badly or whatever. So I kind of root for a bunch of different teams in the NBA. I don't have really a team in the NBA. Wilt Chamberlain for the Lakers with our green retail parallel. Tristan Thompson and the Cavs, that's our silver prism. I say that like that's the only one. We may find another one in here. I haven't been keeping track of how many are coming out per blaster, but I think on average it's about one. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander coming out again. You got back-to-back Shai relics for the Clippers. They look exactly the same. Honestly, they're both blue. They don't look any different whatsoever. And Jeff Green, our silver prism for the Wizards. Let's try something here. If I can do this without, like, cutting my hand off, which, if I cut my hand off, would be bad because I'd bleed on the cards. So we're gonna, you know, try not to do that. But this way, you just cut them all at once, maybe, hopefully. You said the Pirates can be frustrating as well. Yeah, I can understand that too. I mean, I do like the Pirates a little bit. I like, you know, I lived in Los Angeles for a while, so I have an affinity for the Dodgers to a certain extent. And then there's teams I just like to watch play. I love to watch the Astros play. I just like their, you know, young group of guys, and they're fun to watch. And there's a lot of different teams I enjoy in baseball. And my Reds, I mean, you know, I don't know, been a Reds fan since I was a kid, so I'm not going to give up on them, even though I think the last time that they actually played well was, you know, like the early 1900s. No, not really. We were good in the 70s. Seems like that's the last time we were good. I know it really wasn't, but it feels like it. T.J. Warren for the Phoenix Suns. Green retail parallel. Silver, can I speak? Silver prism for Nurkic and the Blazers. Which, if anybody happens to know the score of Warriors-Blazers, feel free to type that into chat. I wouldn't be sad at all to know what the score is of the game. If anybody wants to share it. DeAnthony Melton, Houston Rockets with a relic. Silver prism for Dante Exum and the Jazz. The Utah Jazz. All right, let's try to get these. I don't know. They're like bugging me. There's so many of them. I like having some open space. They're not really having much. I guess I did not successfully cut through that one, but, well, that's why we have fingernails, right? Do it the old-fashioned way. You said Pitt basketball sucks. Well, you know, it's hard to have a two-sport school. Really, it is. I mean, if you think of Alabama, for instance, you think of Alabama football. And their basketball team certainly can be good and has been really pretty good in recent years. But, you know, you think of them as a quote-unquote football school, like my UK Wildcats. We're always going to be a quote-unquote basketball school, even though our football program's getting better. You know, we are a basketball school. I think it's hard to have schools that have both a really strong basketball and a really strong football program. I don't know why. Maybe it has to do with donor dollars, you know. Maybe it's harder to round up enough money to have two marquee sports. I don't know. Mark Gasol and the Grizzlies is our silver prism. Roy, you're hitting me up with the score. Roy, I'm kind of loving you right now. Thank you. It is the Blazers 65, Warriors 50 at halftime. Ooh, I like that. I like that score. I do. Mostly just because the Warriors always win. They just always win. The Blazers had a really terrible fourth quarter out of the first game, so they kind of need to do something tonight. Okoji, T-Wolves, Relic. Thank you for that score, man. I appreciate that, my friend. A silver prism, Jonathan Isaac, Orlando Magic. I see some green upon us. Karl Malone, Utah Jazz. And just a base, Kevin Huerter for Atlanta. The Atlanta Hawks. The Truth, for once, wishes you had a pro basketball team in Western Pennsylvania. Yeah, I don't really think I would. I don't really want a pro basketball team here in Lexington. You know, they've kind of made noise about trying to get one in Louisville or something at various points in time, but I really love my college basketball a lot. A lot. I love watching college basketball. So I don't really necessarily feel the need for a pro team here in basketball. But, you know, and I've got things within reasonable drives. You know, I could be the Cincinnati Bengals. You could be at their stadium from here in about an hour and a half. Could go to Indianapolis and see the Colts in a few hours' time. So, you know, there's things within driving distance. The Titans down in Tennessee. So, you know, I mean, that's all football. But I've got enough pro sports teams at least nearby that I guess it kind of satisfies me. And of course we've got a AAA baseball, or a single A baseball team here. I wish it was AAA. Our AAA's in Louisville for the Reds. Devin Booker, Phoenix Suns. That is a purple wave. Or I'm calling it a wave anyway. Silver Prism, Chris Paul, Rockets. Still cannot believe they get themselves knocked out again. That's probably what they're all saying too. Not again. Rondé Hollis, Jefferson, Relic for the Nets. Brooklyn. Dominance insert, John Stockton and the Jazz. Little throwback there. And a green, Jamichael Green. Grizzlies. As far as I know, Durant is not playing. I mean, he got injured, so as far as I know, he's not. And I guess, you know, originally they were saying that DeMarcus Cousins, I could have, you know, I guess I didn't do a very good job trying to cut through the tops of those, did I? They had originally said maybe, well, first they said when Boogie first got injured, not the rehab from the ankle that started off the season, but when he partially tore the quad or whatever. They said he was probably done for the year, and then they said, oh, he might be back in time for the playoffs, and now I don't know what they're saying about him either. But, you know, honestly, they're just as good almost without Durant as they are with him. So, you know, it's like the rich get richer. What do? They just add these pieces, and they can win with them. They can win without them. They're kind of built to be a dynasty. The only way to say it. A green prism rookie, Michael Porter Jr. for the Denver Nuggets, baby. Denver. I thought Denver might get over the hump this year, but no such luck. Playoffs, I mean, advancing. Purple Wave. Sergey, Raptors. A silver prism Rudy Gobert for the Jazz. And who have we here? Jaren Jackson Jr. for our memorabilia hit. Out of that box. And there we go. That one's in the books. Ryan, Tier 1 has already been, my friend. Tier 1 was the first break of the night. It is already done. It was a good case, too, man. It was a really good case. I was very happy with it. I'm just trying to see how much we have left. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, and this is 9. So we have already passed our halfway point. I usually announce that, but there's so many here I didn't quite notice that we were at a halfway point until just now. We're slightly past it, but not far. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Oh, this is we're exactly halfway. Oh, look at that. This would be box 10. Well, I sort of got it right without realizing it anyway. So we're 10 down, 10 to go. This is one of the 10 to go, of course. So Spectra comes out tomorrow. For those who might be inclined to want to jump in that, we'll be breaking it on Friday and Saturday, and then again Tuesday of next week, and probably again Thursday or Friday of next week as well. The Dame, speaking of the Blazers, that is a Lillard relic. Mitchell Robinson, New York Knicks, Purple Wave. The Truth, you need a Raptors hit. You loved Vince Carter back in the day. All right, well, let's try to find you some Raptors then. John Wall, Silver Prism Wizards. A green Dennis Johnson for the Celtics. How appropriate, green Celtics. Oh, that box just about took off on me. I got a little aggressive pulling the plastic off there, didn't I? About sent that one flying. So, you know, you can imagine with all the breaks that I do every night, how incredibly much stuff I have for recycling. You know, you can't recycle these wrappers, but all these cardboard boxes and stuff that the cards come in, I always recycle those. And now our stupid, I start to say city, but I think it's our whole county, has eliminated paper recycling. Because they said they don't have any place to sell it to anymore. They don't have anywhere to send it. So they're not allowing us to recycle it anymore. Jamal Murray and the Nuggets, a green prism. So I just can't tell you, I've recycled like my whole life, and I feel like I'm committing a crime every time. Every time I throw paper in the trash, I just feel like I am totally committing a crime. So it's killing me thinking about all these boxes I gotta go put in the trash tonight instead of recycle. That is a Chandler Parsons Silver Prism for the Grizzlies. An Emergent Doncic, just base, not prism. It just, you know, I noticed it, so I so I called it. Yeah, David, it would be unusual for us to find an autograph out of here, but every once in a while you do. Michael Porter Jr., Denver Nuggets. Every once in a while one will turn up, but it's certainly not the norm. Gordon Hayward, Silver Prism, Celtics. Yeah, when we open these Prism Blasters, the chase is always going to be the Pulsar, green Pulsar, and the rookie Silver Prisms. And the green Silver, or not, they can't be greens and silver, can they? And the green rookie Prisms, to a certain extent, are really, when I open the blasters, that's the stuff I'm looking to find. And if we find an autograph, it's just kind of a bonus, but typically the prism ratio in here is pretty good, especially compared to the price and the buy-in. So that's one of the reasons I like to open the blasters. The other is because you can't get those pulsars anywhere else, and if you happen to pull the right rookie in that pulsar, somebody can make a lot of money. But, you know, I'll open the value packs sometimes by the box as well, because, again, you get different things in there sometimes than you get in even this or Hobby or whatever. They all have their unique little things. Costas Antetokounmpo, that is green rookie Mavericks. And I actually have some of the international Prism this year. It's called Choice, isn't that right? Is it called Prism Choice? I think it is. Where it's like basically all hits. There's maybe one base card or two base cards in it, but it's mostly just hits with no base cards. And it's pretty expensive. I don't have it by the case, but I have a portion of a case. Allen Iverson 76ers Purple Wave. Josh Richardson Miami Heat is our silver prism. But I haven't figured out how I want to do that yet. If I want to put it in a mixer or do it separate or something. We'll do something with that, though. Jalen Brunson has a relic for the Dallas Mavericks, who meanwhile are just going, why couldn't that green have been Luka, and why couldn't that relic have been Luka? I feel you. I hear you. This is a Hall Monitors insert prism, Allen Iverson Sixers. Man, my chair squeaks a lot these days, doesn't it? Every time I like shift or move, my chair is just like squeaking so loudly. Do you suppose that means that I've sat in it for too long and I need to buy a new one? Maybe. I do spend a lot of time sitting in this chair. Between breaking and sorting and whatnot, it's a wonder it's not molded specifically to me. It might be. Maybe that's why it squeaks. Maybe I move out of the mold. I don't know. I don't know. Crazy. The good news is I don't hear the thunder anymore, so I don't think we're likely to have any storm-related power outages or anything at this point. So that's always good. All right, we are moving on down the road here with a Kentavious Caldwell Pope for the Lakers. A green Marc Gasol Grizzlies. And the back half, a purple Kevin Love. Cavaliers. Kyrie Irving for Celtics, silver. You think he's going to stay there? I kind of think he's not. Stranger things, though. Maybe he will. 76ers, Landry with a relic. But man, that unexpected happenstance of New Orleans getting that #1 pick, that really shakes up the trade market for Anthony Davis too, because I think everybody was kind of thinking whoever got that #1 pick might try to package it up with somebody else and land Anthony Davis. Well, you know, assuming it was somebody who needed him, which frankly a lot of those lottery teams do need him. And then for New Orleans to land it on their own, I think the Knicks, man, I don't think the Knicks have enough left to put together a package to get him at this point. Maybe Celtics, but they'd probably have to give up Jason Tatum and something. I know they want to try to convince him to stay, but I mean, immediately after the draft lottery, within probably, what, an hour after the fact, Anthony Davis's people were already coming out saying, yeah, no, this doesn't change anything. He still, you know, he doesn't want to stay. So I think he already is out the door. I don't think they're going to be able to convince him. Jeremy Lin and the Hawks, silver. For the Brooklyn Nets, there's another Hollis Jefferson. You have a bookend to those now for Brooklyn. Oh, there went Sir Charles. Just a base insert. We have had good luck, though, recently pulling his autograph out of products. Pull Sir Charles a lot, seems like. Jaren Jackson Jr. Now, there's a nice little silver prism for the Grizzlies. That's a nice rookie silver there. Well, they're all nice, but you know what I mean. And the Atlanta Hawks pulled themselves a green prism for your rookie, Kevin Huerter. All right, we're closing in on it. We have 5 left, so we've opened 15. I apparently cannot get the plastic off. I don't know. I need to go to, like, remedial plastic removal school. Yeah, so we've opened 15. We have 5 to go. I am looking forward to Spectra tomorrow. I like it that they changed it up a little bit. Was it last year or year before last? Where they start, because Spectra didn't always have a lot of rookie content in it. And they changed that up. I guess it was maybe the 16-17 season. They had a little bit in there, but it still wasn't like as much rookie content. And then last year they added more. And this year maybe even more still. Dylan Brooks, silver prism for the Grizzlies. So now there's a decent rookie representation in Spectra, which wasn't always the case. So I'm kind of glad of that. Marvin Bagley relic for the Sacramento Kings. There was also a base Luka that went by, not prism or anything, just base. I just happened to notice it. Miles Turner, Pacers, silver. A green Villacunas for the Raptors. Hey, we at least got you something for the Raptors. Got you a little green Jonas parallel there. Better than nothing, right? We're trying to find you something else. Don't give up on me, the truth, for once. I'm just saying at least I got something. Okay, clearly my idea of cutting those across the top was just garbage because it's not working out well. It is not saving us any time. I think it is taking me longer as I struggle to get the plastic off. Oh, there's another base Luka. I should have predicted that it was going to rain today. Like, I looked at the forecast and it didn't look like there was any rain predicted for this week or the next few days. So I thought, I'm going to get my car washed while I'm out today. I'm going to have my car washed in a couple months. It needs to be washed. So it doesn't look like we're going to have any rain. I'll go get that done today. So I did. And then it promptly poured rain tonight. Of course, the other thing I did, like right after dinner, I thought, man, we haven't had any rain in a while. I kind of need to water some things. There's Embiid for the 76ers green. So I did. And then, of course, we get this completely unexpected, like downpour of rain. So I think the combination of washing the car and watering the plants was like the best rain dance I could have possibly done. That's my estimation anyway. Giannis, the Greek freak, with a purple wave for the Bucks. Behind that, we have ourselves another little rookie silver, and that one is Alonzo Trier for the Knicks. So a few rookie silvers tonight so far. Here comes a Colin Sexton relic. I think our second one. I believe it is. But yeah, you can just, that's the Luka I saw earlier when I was taking it out of the pack. For those who might be thinking it was an extra one, it's the same one. So yeah, I mean, I should have known the absolute instant that I washed my car. I should have known right then we're going to have rain within 6 hours. Well, at least I didn't do it myself. I took it through a car wash, more specifically. If I had hand washed it myself, I'd have been really mad. The truth for once says, you'll take it. You'll take your Villacunas. At least you're on the road. You're on the path to where you need to be. Well, hopefully the Mojo's going to bring us something else, too, for your Raptors. We're going to try anyway. We will do our very best. Rajon Rondo, green, Lakers. You think he'll stay? I don't think he will. He's played for just about every team in the NBA, I think. Rajon doesn't seem to stick around too many places very long these days. He likes the greener pastures. Andrew Wiggins, T-Wolves, Purple Wave. Behind that comes a silver, Terry Rozier, Celtics. And that is for the Phoenix Suns, but it's probably not exactly the Phoenix Sun that you wanted. Okobo. Or Okobo. Okobo. Well, whatever. He's another one. I'm going to say it wrong every time. And it doesn't matter how many times I hear it, and how many times someone's kind enough to phonetically spell it out for me. I'm still going to butcher it the next time I see it. I can't get it fixed in my head. I know, I shouldn't admit things like that, should I? I should just be like, yeah, just say it however and go on. Say it with conviction, wrong or right, go on, but yeah, I know. But I'm telling you the truth. I just can't get some of them. Alrighty, kids, we are in our next to last box. A green Gallinari for the Clippers. And another rookie silver. It is the Hawks, and daggone you, why couldn't you have been Trae Young? But it is Amari Spellman. You think they put that like, should he sign his autograph that way? Omari, darn it, why aren't you Trae Young, Spellman? He probably feels that way, doesn't he? So I guess Kyler Murray's autographed helmet from draft night sold for some outrageous sum of money. Was it like $2,000 or something? I mean, it was extremely high. So his first autograph was an Arizona Cardinal on that helmet. And they were talking about how it has sold higher than anybody else's ever has. For the Cavaliers, J.R. Smith, you know, on like a draft night helmet or whatever. I guess they haven't done that since the dawn of time or anything, but in recent years they've done it. So Kyler, he's going to be hot trying to get him. Josh Jackson, Phoenix Suns, silver. Brandon, did I hit a Braves 1 of 1? I don't think so. We did hit 2 1 of 1s, but I don't think either one of them were the Braves. One was definitely not. One was the Tigers. And the other one might have been the Marlins, but I wouldn't 100% swear that the other one was the Marlins. Now, if you're talking about tonight, which I assume you are, we may have hit a Braves 1 of 1 in some of the other Tier 1, but I'm assuming you mean tonight. And no, I don't think so. One was definitely the Tigers, and I'm pretty sure the other one was the Marlins. I don't think, it wasn't the Braves, I don't think. There were some Braves tonight. A couple of them. Colby was in there, and I want to say there's somebody else. Now, maybe we hit it. Did we hit an Andrew Jones the other night that was a 1 of 1? Maybe. I don't know. But not tonight. I'm pretty sure. Chris Paul green for the Rockets. But you didn't have the Braves tonight, right, Brandon? Because who had the Braves? Oh, they were in chat. And I've already forgotten the user name. That might have been BRC. I think it was BRC that had the Braves in Tier 1 tonight. Mike Conley and the Grizzlies. That is a purple wave. Our silver, I forgot to say last box mojo. Our silver is Delon Wright for the Raptors. Hey, we got you another little Raptor. And the Knicks brings us our last relic, and that is Amari Stoudemire for New York. I am going to recap some of this stuff for those of you who might have missed some of it earlier. You want to take another look at it, whatever the case may be. We're going to look again at our purple wave stuff. We'll take a look at our green retail onlys, our silver rookie prisms, our single green pulsar, which usually do fall 1 per case, and then our relics. We're not going to look at all the silver prisms for people that aren't rookies, right? We're just looking at the rookies. Not all, because there's a lot of other silver prisms that we saw. Okay, so here's our handsome green pulsar out of this case. That would be one LaMarcus Aldridge. For the Spurs, it's numbered 225. Now we'll take a look at our purple. I'm calling these purple waves, so you can, maybe that's not what Panini calls them, but that's what I call them anyway. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist for the Hornets, Conley and the Grizzlies, Wiggins for the T-Wolves, Antetokounmpo for the Bucks, Love for the Cavaliers, Allen Iverson, Sixers, Mitchell Johnson for the Knicks, Sergey for the Raptors, Booker for the Suns, Kuzma, Lakers, and Julius Randle for NOLA. These are our retail-only green prism parallels. Of course, the main ones are the rookies, and we have Kevin Herter for the Hawks, and we had Costas, the baby Greek freak, Costas Antetokounmpo for the Mavericks, as well as Michael Porter Jr. for the Nuggets, and Bates Diop for the T-Wolves. And I don't know, Kent Bazemore was in a sleeve at this moment, but he's not a rookie, so I just sleeved him by accident. I mean, I'll sleeve some of the others after the break, but usually I sleeve the rookies so I can find them right away, you know, when we need them for recapping and such. Amari Spellman, Atlanta Hawks. These are our silver rookies. We're not doing silver veterans in recap, just the rookies. Alonzo Trier for the Knicks. Jaren Jackson Jr. for the Grizzlies. Bruce Brown, Detroit Pistons, and Kyrie Thomas, Detroit Pistons. Then our relics, bringing up the rear here. Amari Stoudemire for the Knicks. J.R. Smith, Cavaliers. Phoenix Suns, Okubo. Colin Sexton, Cavs. Marvin Bagley, Kings. The Nets with Rondé Hollis Jefferson. Shamet for the 76ers. Jalen Brunson for the Mavericks. The Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr. The Blazers with Dame. Jaren Jackson Jr., Triple J for the Grizzlies. Rondé Hollis Jefferson again, the Nets. Okogie for the T-Wolves. DeAnthony Melton for the Rockets. The Clippers, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Oh, look at that. The Clippers, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Jermaine O'Neal for the Heat. Another Colin Sexton for the Cavs. The Hawks with Trae Young. And the Golden State Warriors with Jacob Evans. All right, that is it for us tonight. I am going to put up the spreadsheet information one more time. So if you were not tuned in earlier and you missed shipping information and or you missed the list of what's breaking in the days ahead and you're interested in either one, hang on a second because here it comes. So once again, Monday is our projected shipping date. As always, if I can get something out to you faster than a projected date, I will happily do so. But plan on Monday, and if I get it out sooner, so much the better. Every team pulled cards here in Prizm, so we don't need to worry about consolation cards there. However, if you got skunked in Tier 1 and you didn't hit anything at all, you are still going to get consolation cards, and they will ship out with the rest of the break because, of course, it's a paid shipping break. So we don't hold on to them for the next package. We only hold on to them when it's a free shipping break. So upcoming breaks in the days ahead. Tomorrow night, of course, Spectra Basketball comes out tomorrow. We're going to start a little early, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. We'll bust into Spectra Basketball, followed by a half case of Prizm Baseball. On Saturday, we'll do Leaf Best of Sports. Spots are sold by first letter of the last name. They're listed in the football category, and redemption cards have their own bidding spot in that one. We will also break Spectra again on Saturday night. Sunday is an off night, no breaks there. On Monday, we'll be back at it with Bowman Baseball. It'll be a half case break, the start of a new case. On Tuesday, we'll do a third case of Spectra Basketball, and we'll start a new case of Prizm Baseball. So that's what we're looking like for the days ahead, and I guess that's got it covered for me tonight. So once again, thank you everyone for being here. I very much appreciate you spending part of your evening with me. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week, and if I don't see you again tomorrow, I hope I do see you again sometime soon. Until next time, take care now. Bye-bye.